Good times, man. Good times in South Africa. We're back. I've been gone for 2 years. What the hell have you people done with the place? What on earth have you done with the place? Shit is upside down. Julius is skinny, people. Don't laugh. What happened to my juju? What happened to my juju? I felt like a mom seeing her child skinny. Ooh, Julius, and then? What happened? Did they take your land and your stomach? Oh no, my baby. Guys, what happened to Julius Malema? When I saw him, I honestly didn't know who it was. I saw this young, slender guy, thin face, but the same voice. We are going. Now the voice doesn't match the face anymore. It's almost like he's a ventriloquist of himself. We are going to fight, keep fighting. He's super skinny now, man. Like I'm waiting for him to be on the cover of Men's Health magazine, telling us how he lost the weight. Julius posing with a six-pack. They have one of those sexual headlines, how to EFF your lady rights. 10 steps to get a body like Juju. There he is selling DVDs, making money, struggle aerobics. You can be just like me. I don't even think Julius knew that this was going to be his life. I mean, you know, starting in the ANC is a position that is powerful. You're at the top, you know, at the top of the food chain. As soon as you switch to an opposition party, you have to fight. You spend all of your time fighting. Julius wasn't ready for that. He didn't even realize how riled up his supporters were. Every day he was there. The EFF is going to fight. Are you ready? We're ready. What do you want to do? We want to march. Yes. Where are we marching to? To Pretoria. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why don't we get a Uber, guys? Yeah. Pretoria. Yeah. What a stressful life. Poor Julius, man. From tender to slender. I miss it. I watch Parliament now again. I went straight into it, watching the vote of no confidence. I was so stressed. I don't know about you, but I was so stressed. I was like, please, 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 please don't let Zuma go. Please. Don't let Zuma go. My jokes, all of my jokes, please. Please. Because I mean, I know I've got Donald Trump, but it's not the same, guys. It's not the same. I want Trump and I want Zuma in my life. I want balance. Balance. Because you see, the thing is, like South African politicians, they're crazy and they're fun, right? But they're benign. They're not dangerous. It's just fun and games. You know, I'm going to watch Julius. He's going to be there having his vote of no confidence, busy causing chaos. I love that watch. I watch that in America all the time. I don't think you understand. I don't know how to explain it to Americans, but it's so much fun. It's just Julius up there causing chaos every single day. We are here today again. We are going to vote out a criminal. Guys are there. Out of air. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order, Honorable Malema. Point of order. You can't say that. Retract. Okay, I don't want to get kicked out. I retract. I am here because we want to kick out a crook. Honorable Malema, retract. Retract that, Honorable Malema. Retract it immediately. I retract. We want to kick out Lemenemene. Honorable Malema, retract, unconditionally. Okay, I retract, unconditionally. Here's my question. Why do they have to keep calling the person honorable when they're doing crazy shit? There's people punching and fighting in Parliament. Honorable member, stop punching. Honorable member, don't swear. Like, is that the rule? You have to say honorable member for whatever it is? Yeah? A minister can be there shitting on top of the table. Honorable member, hey, skakaka, hey. Honorable member, ukakaka mutafuleng. Honorable member, retract that feces now. Honorable member, retract that feces immediately. Retract that feces immediately, please. I retract. Unconditionally. I miss it so much. I enjoy it so much. You know? I mean, there's people who ask me all the time, they're like, Trevor, but Donald Trump, I mean, are you serious? He's crazy like the way you are telling us. You know, people say that to me all the time. And by the way, can I just say, I appreciate every single one of you that watches The Daily Show in South Africa. I appreciate that. You're one of the biggest parts of my success. People didn't believe it. People didn't expect it. They didn't even know. They were shocked. South Africa is the #1 largest market of Daily Show viewers outside of the United States. Americans didn't know what hit them. They were like, Trevor, I don't know if this is real, but we've got, apparently there are like millions of people watching in South, does that look right to you? It's like, what does that mean? No, I mean, like, I didn't know, like, do people have that many TVs? Is that like a, do you guys have TVs? TVs, we have DSTV. Dlala ngathi, ketchup. Full bouquets. You don't understand how many stupid questions I still get people asking me. Trevor, so like coming from Africa, is it different for you? Is it like totally different? Have you guys got like animals in the streets running around? I'm like, guys, we don't have animals. Come on, man, what do you take us for? And then a few weeks after I had that fight, South Africa, you guys come and hold me back. Just after I fought with people telling them there's no animals in the streets, I see a headline from the Sunday Times, zebra blocking traffic on N1 highway. Now I have to go back. Okay, you see, sometimes, but not always, sometimes there's the animals. Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on. We've become a culture of distrusting angry people. That's who we are. Everyone's angry. Weird angriness as well, in places where it shouldn't be. I was in Checkers the other day. I'm just shopping. It's a normal experience, you know. I get to the cashier and those people are so angry. Like, I don't know what Checkers does to their employees, but they're clearly not enjoying it. Because I get to the till, she doesn't greet me. She doesn't even look at me. She just pushes a little conveyor belt thing. All my groceries pull up, and they're like, doot, 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 doot. They look at you like your dad invented the barcode. Doot. Doot, 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 doot. Then they look at you and ask you that question like you kill baby panda bears for a living. Plastic. No, bye. Thank you. No, I'll just, no, thank you. They're so angry. And they look angry because they've drawn their eyebrows on. And that permanent scowl. I don't understand that trend in fashion, to be honest with you. Why would you shave your eyebrows off and then draw them back on where they were? It's weird, but look, I also commend it, you know, that level of commitment has to be commended. Because I don't understand how anyone can commit to one expression for the entire day. Like, how do you choose that expression? Do you just work on how you feel in the morning? Is that what you do? You just wake up, be like, I'm feeling angry, yeah! What if something good happens? Something good. You can't even, you'd be like, yeah, Tembi, you won the lotto. Yeah. You don't look happy. I just can't show it. I'll draw it tomorrow.
Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on. Yeah, click. Nice.
You guys love your sports out here. I've never seen more focus put on sports anywhere else in the world. Americans love their sports back to front. You analyze them, you worship them, you watch the game before the game, you watch the game after the game. You talk about what might happen in the game, you talk about what's happening in the game, and then you talk about what happened in the game and what could have and might have but didn't happen in the game. It's just the craziest thing I've seen in my life. It's all about statistics. Have you seen sports in America? Non-stop. Guys just come out there. There's no time for smiles or anything. Just come out. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It's the 2012 Miami Heat up against the OKC. This is the greatest final we've been waiting for in the NBA Finals. LeBron James leading his team out here, averaging 30 points, double-double every single game, 10 points per game, just in assists alone. This man is just something else. 90% from the free throw line. He's just gone in. He's statistically gotten better. His team coming in with more. Chris Bosh coming in with more assists, really doing well in the last game. Just like, wow. Numbers, stats. You guys know everything, every stat. Well, I mean, he's got 4 out of 5, and I mean, if you look at that statistic alone, it looks like he should be getting forward. He should be, and then it's just crazy. You know everything, and then you switch over to like your business channels and your economy, and you're like, what's happening in the economy this year, Bob? Well, nobody knows. I mean, nobody knows. Yeah. We thought the housing market was coming up, but it wasn't. But hey, I mean, that's the economy. You never know, right? You never know. What about stocks? Well, I guess stocks, they're up and down. I don't really know. They're up and down. They could go anywhere. It's those are stocks. We don't know. But the sports, you need to flip that around. You need to forget the statistics in the economy. Just relax in your sports. Have fun. That's the sports I watch, is relax, like soccer. I'm a huge fan of soccer, Yeah. Oh, there's some fans here. I love soccer. It's chilled. You hear it in the commentators when a game is being played. There's no statistics at all. Game starts off, the whistle blows, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this majestic match. It's Spain playing against Germany. Oh, and what a wonderful day it is. Look at the crowd, really excited. Oh, and the atmosphere is amazing. Wonderful weather. And the guys are just like, oh, yeah, John, you can feel it. The players look great. It's wonderful. What do you think's going to happen today, Martin? Oh, nobody knows. I can't even remember the last time I saw a game this good. Americans will remember. Americans will go back to the finest statistic. The last time a black man scored using his left hand, jumping over a mixed race, half Indian, was in 1967 when they're like, what? This is madness.
Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, all I need you to do is click on that little circle on your screen. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, just like that. Hold on. Yeah, click. Nice.
When I think about like the history of racism, I'm fascinated by racism as a concept, as an action, policy. All of it fascinates me. I read these stories in history. And one of the most fascinating things I read about recently, one of the most fascinating places, was a place called Rochester, New York, where genuinely, this blew my mind, where they had a city which was basically dedicated to rehabilitating people who had escaped slavery. All right, so black people who had escaped the South, got into the North, were rehabilitated at this place. Frederick Douglass wrote many of his works there. The suffragette movement kicked off there. It's a powerful, powerful little place. And I was reading these stories, and what they would do is, slaves would escape from the South, they'd make their way to the North, they would get to Rochester, the Underground Railroad would get them there, and then they would rehabilitate them, put them on boats, and send them to Canada so that they could live free. And I was like, it's a fascinating story for 2 reasons. One, to remind you that there were a lot of good people, white people out there, because a lot of the time I get angry at white people, and then I'm like, no, there's good ones, calm down. And the second part of it that was amazing was that they convinced black people to get back on boats. I think that's one of the most amazing stories I've ever read. Because, do you know how convincing you'd have to be to convince someone who's just, like they've just escaped slavery. Think about that for a second. Somebody's just escaped slavery. They've made their way there, finally. Right? They wake up after one night of free sleep. And they walk out and it's just like, hey, man, I just want to say thank you so much for everything you did for me, man. Well, you know what, my friend? Nobody deserves to live the way you lived, and I'm glad we got you out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, my friend. Okay, all we got to do now is get you some paperwork, get you cleaned up, and put you on a boat, get you to Canada, and you can live a free life, and everything's going to be better. I'm sorry, hold up. Yeah, could you come again? What did you say? Oh, I know, the paperwork thing is weird, but we got to get you some identification. No, you said something about a boat? Yeah, we're going to get you on a boat so you can get to Canada. We don't do boats no more. I don't know if you know our history, but me and my people, we took a cruise one time. That shit didn't go so well. So, yeah, we got to find another way to get to Canada, if you don't mind. No, but the boat is the best way for us to get there from Rochester. Yeah, that might be the best way for y'all, but we gonna walk. Hell, we can run real good. We can run, but we ain't getting on no boat. My friend, you gotta get on the boat. Man, I ain't gotta do shit. I just got free. Imagine if I get on that boat and on the other side I'm in the same place. What they gonna say to me? Why'd you get on that boat? Because he was real nice. Oh, hell no. I ain't getting on no boat. Well, you gotta get on the boat, though. You're free now. You gotta get over this. Look, man, maybe one day in a few hundred years, one of my descendants named Kanye West will be over this shit, but I ain't over it right now. So I ain't getting on no boat. We gotta get you on the boat, damn it! I'm not getting on no boat! And that was the day the phrase "nigga please" was invented. That white man turned and he was like, "Nigger, please, I need you on that boat!" And that story was passed down generation to generation. Black person to black person, free man to free man. So then that white man got down on his knees and he said, "Nigga, please. Nigga, please, nigga, please. I ain't never heard that phrase before in my life. Nigga, please, nigga, please, nigga, please." I know that's probably a phrase Barack Obama used at least once in the White House. At least once. Like, Mr. President, do you think Trump is because of you? Do you think you caused this? Oh, nigga, please. Just one time. One time I know he used it. Actually, I had the pleasure of meeting President Obama while he was still in office. Probably one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in my life. Yeah, came out of nowhere. I was at the Daily Show, I was in my office, and I got a phone call from the administration. And someone on the other end was like, "Hi, Trevor, would you like to interview the President of the United States in the White House?" And I was like, "Do you ask stupid questions?" It's like, "Of course I want to meet the President of the United States. Are you serious?" And the day finally came, went to DC with my TV crew, and they set us up in a room which is literally opposite the Oval Office. We put all our cameras in place, and all we're doing now is waiting for the President to arrive. So we're staring at the door with bated breath. And the reason we're staring is because they don't give you an exact time of the President's arrival for his safety, right? So they just give you a window, like the cable guy. So we're all waiting there, listening to every footstep, every moment. And then he just popped in behind us, scared the shit out of everybody. Yeah, because there's a secret door, but they don't tell you, again, for safety, right? So we're staring at that door, and all of a sudden he was like, "Hello." And I was like, "Ah!" But I had a great time in the interview with him. He was really, really kind to everyone in the room, and then we turned off the cameras, and I promise you he became even nicer. We just had a conversation. I thought he was going to leave. I mean, he's President of the United States. You've got to go do something. And he just chilled for a bit, and we spoke as human beings, and it went really well until he turned to me, and he said, "Trevor, I got a show that I'm doing in a few weeks, a little thing that I thought maybe you'd want to pop by and perform, if you don't mind." So, "Mr. President, I would be honored. You just let me know when and where. What's the show going to be for, sir?" He said, "Oh, well, Trevor, I'm doing a little thing for my aides, and I thought maybe you'd want to be there." I said, I would love to. Thank you. I'm sorry, a show for what? He said, "For my aides, Trevor." I said, "You have AIDS?" And then he explained
what he meant. And I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. Because I had just looked at the President of the United States and asked him if he had AIDS. And you know what the worst thing is that he was nice to me as well? Because I said that, and then he explained, and then I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. President, I didn't mean that. I don't even know why I thought it's just like you said AIDS, and then like the AIDS. And, you know, because here's the thing, in my defense, right, I get it now. He means AIDS as in the White House aides, the people who help the president. I get it now, but in my defense, where I'm from, AIDS is some other shit that doesn't help anybody. No one in Africa is walking around like, let me introduce you to my AIDS, huh? So now I'm here and I'm frazzled and I'm like, Mr. President, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean that. You don't have AIDS. You definitely, and even if you did have AIDS, there's nothing wrong with having AIDS. There's no stigma. We can still be cool. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I'm so sorry. And he's like, Trevor, calm down. Trevor, calm down. I was like, I'm so sorry, Mr. President. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said I'm probably the dumbest person you've ever met, Mr. President. He's like, no, Trevor, calm down. I'm the dumbest person you've ever met. He's like, no, Trevor, that's not true. I've met Trump. Get out of here! So smooth. I'm used to it in life, though. This is something that commonly happens to me living in the US. You know, I understand it as an idea. If you move to another country, you're probably going to have to learn another language. I didn't realize that would happen in America as well, because I speak English, but here people speak American. Similar, but not the same, right? So like small things change, small things, and I accept that small things change, like pronunciation. For instance, the thing you drink, I call that water, yes, water. In American, you say water, right? Water, yeah. I say water because there's a T in the word, right? The glass you see yourself in every morning, I refer to that as a mirror, yeah, right? In American, you say a mirror, right? A mirror, yeah, which is not the same thing to me. A mirror is the glass. A mirror is a Middle Eastern man. Very different experience. It's not the same thing. And that's just pronunciation, right? You also have to learn the meanings of words that you already knew when you moved to America. For instance, where I'm from, there's a garment that men commonly wear under their shirts. It's white and it's sleeveless. Yeah? Where I'm from, we refer to this as a vest, okay? I've now learned in American, it is known as a wife beater. Yeah, I have so many questions. And so the best and worst experience I had learning American happened to me when I first moved to the US. I lived in California, in Pasadena, when I first came to the United States, right? And the reason I lived in Pasadena is because that's where I knew my first American friend, a guy by the name of David Meyer. He came to South Africa to film a documentary. We became the best of friends. And one day we were hanging out in Dave's apartment. And Dave's chilling on his beanbag, and he looks over at me and he's like, Trevor, dude, I don't know about you right now, but I'm starving. I said, I think you mean you're hungry, Dave. I said, what? I said, it doesn't matter. What do you want to eat? So you know what I'm craving right now, man? I'm craving tacos. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. Let's do it, man. Let's go to tacos. What? Isn't that the restaurant you're craving? Tacos? Are you being serious right now? You've never had tacos? I said, no, I don't know what tacos is. You've never had tacos? My answer hasn't changed from now, Dave. No. I've never had tacos. You've never had tacos? And by the way, I hate it when people do that. You know when people ask you the same question over and over again because they can't believe you haven't had the exact same life experience? You know that thing people do? Like with everything, they'll be like, oh my God, have you heard the new Beyonce? No, I have. You haven't heard the new Beyonce? No, I have. You haven't heard the new Beyonce? Oh no, now I have. No, I'd never had tacos, right? I'd never had tacos because in South Africa, we don't really have Mexican food, okay? We don't have Mexican food because we don't have Mexicans. They never came over. It's not my fault. Dave was personally offended. I'll never forget, he jumped up and he was like, dude, I cannot believe you've been in America all this time and you've never had tacos? I said, Dave, why is it such a big deal? He's like, because Trevor, nothing says America like tacos. I said, really? Nothing says America like Mexican food? And you know what's funny is I feel like in that moment, I feel like Dave was being profound. He didn't even realize it, but that was a profound little nugget that he had just espoused. Nothing says America like tacos. I've had the privilege of traveling everywhere in this beautiful country. I've been to places like Erie, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, Honolulu, Hawaii, you know. I've been everywhere, and one thing I've learned across the board in America is that Americans love tacos. Everywhere you go, Americans love tacos. Love tacos. Even people you wouldn't expect. I was watching the news one day, and there was a guy at a rally, right? And they were asking him about immigration and families being separated, etc. And this guy, like, regardless of his politics, like, he was being really mean and xenophobic and racist, you know, just acting real presidential. And the journalist asked him about children, and he just went straight, and he was like, boy, I'll tell you what, I don't give a damn about any of these goddamn Mexicans, you heard? They came over here, they ain't supposed to be here, boy. Woo! It's our country now, you heard? That's right, boy, go back to where you came from. Woo! These Mexicans ain't done nothing good, they ain't brought nothing good to America, we don't need y'all. Come on, Bubba, it's Taco Tuesdays. Get out of here, but leave the recipes. I feel like there should be a rule in America. They should say, you can hate immigrants all you want, but if you do, you don't get to eat their food. Yeah? That's a fair exchange for me. You hate immigrants, no immigrant food. And when I say no immigrant food, I mean no immigrant food, nothing. No Mexican food, no Caribbean food, no Dominican food, no Asian food, nothing. Only potatoes. And I'm not even saying like flavored potatoes, I'm just saying plain potatoes. No spice. Because no immigrants, no spice. Don't ever forget that. Both figuratively and literally, no spice. And I know some people would take that, I know. I know there's some people right now who'll be like, well, you know what, Trevor, take your immigrants, take your spice, and get the hell out of here. You say that now. Because you've never lived a life without spice. But don't ever forget, a life without spice was so hard, that it made white people sail around the world to find it. And like, this wasn't regular sailing. This wasn't like a Disney cruise. These people sailed at a time when they believed if you went that way, you would fall off the edge of the earth and die. And still, some man out there was eating some white lady's cooking, and he was like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm sailing that way. But what if you die? At least it's exciting. No immigrants, no spice. And definitely no tacos. Yeah, I know my friend Dave would never allow that. I've never seen him so passionate. He got up, he gave me a speech about tacos like he was the heir to a taco dynasty. He finally turned to me, he's like, Trevor, as your friend and as an American, I'm gonna make sure that you get tacos if it's the last thing I ever do. I was like, why don't we just go now, Dave? He's like, that'll work. You know my favorite part of any conversation?